If you're serious about podcasting and determined to make it profitable, but you've struggled to get yourself positioned for that kind of success, despite all your research, experimentation, audience building, and content creation that you've put into it, I'd like to show you how to get positioned in the most professional way possible so you can grab onto those opportunities without delays, hassles, or unreasonable expenses. Now, the key is being the consummate professional through and through. You're dedicated to pro quality production. You strive for pro quality audio and video, if video is your thing. You're dedicated to high value pro quality content. Your editing and production is top shelf. And you've got pro grade systems in place for finding and booking guests and promoting your episodes and more. But what most struggling podcasters haven't done is get the back office, their business and legal affairs, into tip top professional shape. And that's completely understandable. After all, you're probably not a lawyer, or at least not an entertainment or media lawyer. And hiring lawyers is expensive. People get really twitchy when lawyers and legal stuff are involved. They might even be intimidated or think they need to hire a lawyer to protect themselves, too, if you've got one on your side. So you kick the business and legal affairs thing down the road and just sort of plow ahead, or you slap things together from guesswork or copying from some other podcaster's website or forums. But is that how real pros operate? Well, stick around to discover how you can get your business and legal affairs in order at surprisingly little cost, in as little as a weekend, learning how to do some of the fundamentals without having to hire expensive, charged by the word lawyers, and without intimidating or annoying the people on the other side of your deals. I'm Gordon Firemark, the podcast lawyer. I have represented creators and businesses in film, theater, TV, music, and digital media, podcasting, for over 30 years. I teach contract law, intellectual property law, media law, and ethics at some of the most prestigious small colleges and law schools. And I'm a podcast creator myself. And the number one thing I want you to take away from this video is that getting your legal and business affairs in order is the single most effective way you can position yourself as a top professional in podcasting. So you're ready, willing, able, and unafraid of jumping in and taking big, bold action when those great opportunities present themselves. I'm not talking about just having a contract template on hand. I'm talking about real structures and systems and processes so nothing can fall through the cracks. I'm talking about real legal preparedness. This is a little like making sure your ship is seaworthy before you set out on a voyage. I don't know about you, but a little self-designed home-built dinghy may be fine for tooling around the harbor or your local lake. But if I'm sailing around the world, I want to know that the ship I'm on is built on a solid design and is up to the job. Now, if you take a look, you'll quickly see that the most successful podcasts out there, no matter how you define that word successful, well, one thing they all have in common is that they operate like a business with professionalism from top to bottom, including the legal and business affairs. That means having a legal entity structure, having a system and processes for building a team and making smart deals that protect everyone. It means having a smart, effective strategy for building, growing, and monetizing their intellectual property, and for licensing or getting permission when using other people's stuff. And it means having a monetization strategy, knowing the value propositions involved and maximizing things. And that means having contracts in place that protect you and your stuff and your right to get paid for what you do, regardless of the particular monetization strategy you might be using. Seriously, go look at the top 50 or 100 podcasts by whatever metric you prefer. Most of them come from companies, their team efforts, and they follow best practices for copyright, trademark, privacy, libel, and slander, and they use contracts with everyone with whom they do business. That is how you position yourself for growth, profit, influence, and impact. In fact, it's the foundational step for going out and making opportunities happen. Waiting around until the opportunities come to you, that's not going to work. If you don't have your affairs in order, is that sponsor or brand deal or joint venture really going to want to wait around for you to get your ducks in a row? Well, maybe they will, but what are you showing them about how you operate? Is that what you want to project energetically out to the universe and to the marketplace? Now, to get your affairs in order, you could either hire a lawyer and spend a whole bunch, or you could do it yourself if you've got the basic knowledge and understanding, the right resources at hand. And that's what I provide inside my Easy Legal for Podcasters program. Because, and I get some heat from my fellow attorneys for saying this, it is totally do it yourselfable if you have the right know how and tools. You don't need a law degree to do this. If you can record, edit, publish, and promote your podcast, you can totally do this. Now, just ask any one of the podcasters I'm talking about who are members of the Easy Legal for Podcasters program. They didn't have any of this stuff lined up, but by following the lessons in the program, they got everything squared away. And now, one of them's got a lucrative brand deal. Another has started a podcast network and is selling advertising across their shows as well as a number of others. Now, most people don't even begin getting set up right with these things. In fact, most don't even use simple contracts because they think it's too expensive or that it'll intimidate clients and customers, or they just think it's an unnecessary hassle. Now, maybe that's similar to your experience. So if you're thinking, I don't need to worry about the business and legal affairs for my podcast, that approach just isn't for me. Well, I want to show you how fast and easy and inexpensive it can be and how it will elevate everything you do to a more professional feeling level. Because if you're feeling stressed or ambivalent about doing this and like you're sort of stuck in the amateur hobby zone, I want to show you how stepping up to the professionalism of things and positioning yourself for growth and profit can be as simple as writing up a few simple contracts. And I'm going to show you just how to do that without the time, expense, and hassle of hiring lawyers. Now, obviously, I can't promise or predict magical results overnight. I can't say as soon as you get legit, you'll start growing and making profits. But you know that until you get the legal and business affairs systems and structures in order, those hallmarks of success are going to just remain that much farther off. Waiting is about the worst thing you can do. Not only does it mean waiting for results, it also means you could be at greater risk of liability exposure, theft, infringement, or just plain not getting paid for your work. Knowing how to easily and simply write your own binding, enforceable contracts with almost anyone is like creating the pre-flight checklist that pilots use to make sure their planes get them to their destination safely. It's how you get positioned for professional level growth, success, influence, and yes, profit. I have a secret video training I want to tell you about. Now, this is actually a bonus lesson I created for members inside my Easy Legal for Podcasters program, but I'm going to link it up for you down below because I think once you see how easy and fast it is to get this one part of your legal and business affairs in order, so you're ready for almost any opportunity, you'll be convinced that now is the time to really go pro with the rest of your legal and business structures. So down below, you'll see a link where you can sign up for free access to this Write Your Own Contracts for Anything bonus training. Once you see how easy this is, you'll be amazed and you'll be able to start using these simple skills right away. In fact, you might even be a little angry that you didn't know this before. You can find the Write Your Own Contracts for Anything video link in the description below this video, and I'll see you over there.